Good morning and welcome to Vincent Dave Live. Today we are going to talk about some of the ideas on how to build $1 million business. We love this topic. We've been talking about it for the last few weeks, and I think it's always a fun topic.
Yeah.
It's always great to get together with Vince. And I'm Dave Westcott, CEO of TransBlue. This is Vince Ortiz, Vice President of Franchise Development. And today, the topic that we are going to focus on is kick yourself out of your business. This is a huge topic. And for anybody who really wants to grow and really wants to scale, this is what you need to focus on, is really getting yourself out of the day-to-day operations. It is so hard to grow a business without staff, without team. So many times as business owners, we think that we are the only people who can do it right.
Mm-hmm.
We think that we are the best operators on the operations side. We think that we are the best salespeople. We think we are the best administrative people. And so often, we don't allow our businesses to succeed because we're so focused on controlling every aspect of what happens. And the truth of the matter is that this was a statistic that I heard at an IFA conference, International Franchising Association, was that only 11% of business owners were good salespeople.
Mm-hmm.
But yet, in business, you find most owners thinking that they should be the salesperson.
Right.
And you have to be able to let go. And, Vince, you've been a business owner.
Mm-hmm.
You did it for a long time.
Right.
And, one of the things that you've talked about a lot is, wages.
Mm-hmm.
What do you pay and why do you pay to have people on your team? And what are some of those lessons? Do you hire a less expensive employee or a more expensive employee? What is some of your thought about bringing on staff? When you started your business, you bought a franchise.
Right.
You bought in. It was just you in the beginning. Talk to us about what that looks like. Why do you hire? Break that down for us.
Yeah, Dave. And like we're talking now in past conversations, the starting with, we all get in business to grow, like you've said, right? To be profitable, to really change our lives. And the thing that you gotta remember, that once you start some bad habits early on,
Yep,
they continue.
they do.
They continue, And for me, in my personal experience, is that 3 years into it, I was still taking those 3 a.m. calls because I felt like nobody else can take care of that. You know, I was still working those 60 to 80 hours, to finalize the books at 10 o'clock at night. Catching up with the books after 2 weeks. So, I had that aha moment, where it's in order to kind of scale and be profitable and get to that $1 million business. And what you mentioned is the people, is you got to almost flip the thought process, in that you build the right team and you bring on the right people. Although it's counterintuitive maybe when you're starting off your business, but you want to pay them to get quality rock stars.
Mm-hmm.
You want to take care of them. You want to be able to implement bonus programs that drive behavior, for example, right? These things that will just help you continue to build the business the right way. What happens when, I think, when you get stuck in that kind of those bad habits I mentioned, you stay as an owner operator, and the worst thing in my mind is that you stay as an employee to your own business.
Right. So, scenario.
Yeah.
Because I think this is important. Because so many of us want to build $1 million business. That's such a goal, right? That's such a legacy mark.
Right.
But imagine you just, or you don't have to imagine you did it, but you just start your business, and your profits are, you know, you're just starting out, right? They're not everything you want them to be.
Right.
They're lower than maybe what you expect, and you're paying yourself, or maybe you're not paying yourself sometimes as the owner.
Right.
You're working 16, 20 hours a day sometimes. And everybody tells you, kick yourself out of your business, kick yourself out of your business. And you're thinking, man, I'm not even paying myself. How am I going to pay somebody else?
Right.
How do you do that? As a business owner who's been through this, how did you do that? How did you take that next step? Because I think that's what our audience, that's what people want to hear. That's what they want to know about the pain, right? They want to know about the nitty gritty. How did you say, I'm going to hire the next person, even if that means I don't collect a paycheck, even if that means I don't run my business? How do you do that?
Yeah. No, that's a great point, and so important. You gotta, in my mind, it starts with creating a shift in your mindset, right?
Okay.
Those aha moments. Like I said, I didn't start a business to become an employee to my own business or to be that owner operator, right? Meaning that I was taking those calls, that I was working those hours. So in my mind, I call it leverage.
Okay.
You got to create leverage to make that $1 million service business possible.
Yep.
And we'll talk more about that here in a moment. But to your question, it's that mindset shift to, as an owner, you're sacrificing a little bit more. You're not paying yourself, those wages that you want. And quite frankly, and if you don't get yourself out of that owner operator mode, you're never going to get past that point.
Right.
So you want to take that shift into, again, bringing in the folks that will help you on board services and operations. That's those levers I'm talking about.
Yep.
Right. And in order to do that, quite frankly, that old adage of it takes money to make money. You need to have that capital dollars to make that, and be okay with that, making that shift. It's almost a strategy you got to put in place.
Right.
To bring on for example, a general manager to oversee the operations, to see the service of your business, and let them be focused on that day-to-day operations.
Yeah.
But you are paying for that.
Right.
And
what did that do for you?
Well, it allowed us, it allowed us to grow.
Did you see a return on investment immediately, or did it take time for that to work?
Yeah, it took time. A lot of it was the model.
Right.
We've talked in the past about what a business and the impact it can have when you have high ticketed projects, right? When you're talking about a business model that maybe is more, the transactions aren't as high, or it's going to take a little longer. Mm-hmm. So to that point, it's bringing somebody in, and the focus for you as the owner at that point should be really building the team. Ensure that that you're implementing your culture, that you're training them the right way, and that you're setting them up to succeed.
Absolutely. So you mentioned something. You said those aha moments.
Yeah.
And I can remember having aha moments. One of the moments that I remember was back, 10, 12 years ago, 15 years ago, something like that. I had an accountant, and I let the accountant go. And when I did that, what happened was I didn't realize how much that accountant actually did.
Right.
Right? And I had, at the time, maybe, 700 lawn maintenance customers. Well, guess who spent Saturday and Sunday billing all of those lawn maintenance customers?
Huh.
I did. Right?
Yeah.
16-hour days.
Right.
Just billing lawn maintenance customers.
Yeah.
And what I learned right there was, okay, one, I don't know accounting as well as I thought I did, and I hired a QuickBooks tutor, Dr. QuickBooks, Keith Gazzamo, at $300 an hour to come in and teach me how to, take the payments, input the payments, and send out the bills. And I learned that.
Right.
And then I quickly learned there is a lot to process here. And so I quickly made sure that, boom, I brought that right person in.
Yeah.
To be able to manage that part of the business for me. That was an aha moment. You know, I can remember, looking back at, business and saying, man, I have to change this. I can't work this many hours.
Right.
And at the time, I thought, well, okay, now I've got to pay more. I've got to pay more money for somebody, right? Because if I'm bringing somebody for accounting in at $50,000
Mm-hmm.
and I'm having all these problems, what happens if I bring them in at $80,000?
Right.
Oh, can I afford that? Oh man, that's going to cost me so much.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to put that on payroll. Or, oh, I'm paying them more than I'm paying myself.
Right.
Right? And what happens? You bring that person in, and they're so good at what they do is that they make up all of the loss, and they make up all of the misses, and they take that burden off their plate, and they allow you to scale and grow.
Right.
So that the more that you paid in that salary was okay, because what it did was it helped take your business to the next level.
That's it. Yeah.
And it gave you that freedom back.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Just like with sales, just like with operations, just like with the general manager that you brought in.
Right.
You bring those people in at a cost, but they're hired to do a job. They don't know any different. You as the owner, you're torn in so many different ways that any step you make is a misstep.
Yeah. Too many hats.
Too many hats.
Yep. Absolutely.
Right? Even if you're really good.
Yeah.
Even if you understand it.
Yep.
Right?
Well, Dave, you brought something just a moment ago, talking about the shift in the owner mentality, right? Or the focus.
Yeah.
And you've talked in the past about how, you're able then to focus as an owner on what to get you to, besides the things we're talking about, building the team and I remember you bringing up networking and building the business in that manner.
Networking, I'm glad that you touched on that. Networking is so key. Peer-to-peer connections. I can tell you, or if you are in the business every single day, like let's just say you have a project manager and the project manager quits, if you're in the construction industry. What do you do if you're the owner and you don't have a general manager? You become the project manager.
Right. You're back.
When you're the project manager, can you focus on sales? Really?
No.
Can you focus on admin? Really? Can you focus on growing your business? Really? You can't. You don't have the time.
Right.
These are full-time positions that need attention. And when you can put the attention to them, right, the results can be incredible.
Right.
And when you peer up, when you meet with peers, when you network, what happens is, one, you start to meet amazing people, but you also see what other people are doing. And you can emulate it, right?
Right.
But you learn really cool tips and really cool tricks. And you learn, there's some great networking opportunities out there, like EO, Entrepreneurs Organization, an amazing organization where you can be a part of a group of people and, 6 to 8 people in what they call a forum of business owners who are like-minded,
Right.
who are doing similar revenues, but they can share real problems.
Right.
Right? You can't go home as a business owner and tell your wife, I can't make payroll tonight. Or, hey, I'm not paying myself.
Painful.
Or, hey, I wonder if we're going to make the mortgage payment this month.
Right.
But in an organization like that, you can share that. You can say, hey, man, this is where I'm at.
Yeah.
And there will be 5 or 6 people around that table that say, yeah, I've been there before, and here's what I did.
Right.
Business is all on you. It's what you make of it. It's where you take it. But you want to align yourself with people who are like-minded and who have experienced what it took to scale up. Rotary, another great example to networking. You want to network with good, from my experience, high net worth individuals. Rotary is great. Great
Right.
place to build your business. Great place to build connections. Right? Associations, being a part of a trade association.
Right.
I actually learned about EO from a trade association. Right?
Mm-hmm.
There was a guy that I met at a trade association, and every year he kept hounding me. Hey, man, are you going to join EO? You going to join? I thought, I don't need that. I joined EO, and it was like, man, that was awesome.
Right.
And he was like, hey, are you going to implement EOS? And I was like, oh, I don't know, year after year. And finally I implemented EOS, which is the operating system for your business. And I was like, wow, man, that was a game changer.
Right.
And so you meet those peers that help share real things with you, peers that help you, level up your business. And so those networking opportunities are amazing. But here's the truth. If you are stuck in the grind, if you are reconciling the books at 10 o'clock at night, if you are taking calls in the middle of the night, if you are being the project manager or the accountant on the weekend, there's no way that you have time to invest in yourself.
Right.
And if you don't invest in yourself, you're not going to be successful. And if you don't take the time to build a team, you're not going to be successful.
That's true.
If you want that $1 million business, what you've got to do is get out of the business and get out of your own way and get out of your own head and put the plays in place and let the team run the plays.
Right.
And what you'll find is that there is incredible salespeople, incredible project managers, incredible general managers who will help you take your business to the next level.
Yeah.
And I can say that I've been blessed and fortunate to work with some amazing people who have helped me take my business to where I wanted it to go. Truth is, I couldn't do it without amazing guys like Vince here today. There's a plug for you, Vince.
Thanks, Dave. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. But it's true. You need those amazing people to help you get where you want to go. And I think that, that's what it's all about. And Vince, you have had a lot of time building teams. You were at Clark Security,
Right.
I think, right?
Yep.
Clark Security, yeah. And, you built offices, right?
Correct.
You put that together. What are some of the things that you look at when you're building a team? What do you want in a team?
Yeah, I think we touched on a lot of that. And when I was in that role of opening up new locations around the country, recruiting, finding that office, right, to staff your team, it started off with building that right team. Right. It did. I mean, it started off with recruiting the right team, taking that time and putting a lot of value behind the interview process, ensuring that they're right people for the right business. And then once they're on board, you spend that time again where you're sacrificing more time and on the front end to train them right versus they're maybe not doing something right 6 months from now, but that's because they weren't ever trained.
Right.
So it was it's all about building that team and not to diminish another big part of it, which is the culture. What are your expectations?
Yeah.
Communicate those expectations, communicate those accountabilities. And that's what we did in order to build that location in a brand new city, brand new community, and focused on that.
Right. And that was powerful.
Oh yeah.
You guys became a powerhouse, right?
No, we
Monster
were.
company.
Definitely. We grew it quickly and just went from West Coast business, 2 locations, 3 locations to 10 plus years later to 14, 15 locations nationwide, but just tremendous growth.
And that's what really gave you that entrepreneurial spirit.
Oh yeah, man!
It really brought that out in you, right?
I did plant that seed.
You loved that, right?
I did. Well, and just to kind of tie that back to what we're talking about, a small, starting a business and small business. And I want to hit on something you brought up, Dave. Is you have a choice, and it falls squarely on your shoulders. That choice is you're either going to become an employee, a manager, or that CEO of your own business. And and as you scale, the plan has to be in place that at the end of year 1, year 2, you're shifting to, or even earlier, depending on the business model, but you're shifting to being that CEO mindset.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you want to take your business to the next level. You want to make that profit that you want to see. You want to build that company that you want to build. It's all in you, right? We're a franchisor. But it doesn't matter if it's our franchise or the franchise next door.
Right.
The truth of the matter is, it all comes down to the operator. It doesn't matter if it's TransBlue, Puro Clean, McDonald's. It doesn't matter. They're all just a vehicle to take you where you need to go.
Absolutely.
Some are better than others. But again, there's successful franchise owners in every type of business. And there's guys who fail in every type of business.
Yeah.
And I think the thing is that it comes down to the owner.
Mm-hmm.
It comes down to you. It comes down to the decisions that you make. Are you a CEO or are you an employee? And I'm talking to all business owners and future business owners and people who want to be business owners. If you want to be successful, kick yourself out of your business. Make the investment in the people, the right people, and put those people in place and manage them. And allow yourself to grow and take your business to the next level. If you want to hit that $1 million, kick yourself out of your business. This has been Dave and Vince.
So true.
We'll be back in 2 weeks. I hope you join us. Today was a little more somber. We didn't do as much joking around.
No, serious stuff.
This is serious stuff. This is a serious call. Same bat time, same bat channel. Thanks for joining.
Take care.